Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. We're in my kitchen. You're seeing it in all its unglamorous glory, but I gotta close this, y'all. I always forget about this. That doesn't look good if it's open. We don't want to look at the toilet. So today is my long-awaited video that I've been meaning to make. It's not like anybody's been asking for it. Hopefully you'll enjoy it, but I want to share about this new anti-candida diet that I'm about a month and a half into. The noise you hear right now is my new toy. You want to see what my new toy is? Let's go look. This is my new air fryer. I'm heating up some leftover soup and I'm gonna attempt to make something in this.
Oh, the lights playing games on all the counters and window panes. Sun is bright, it's a new day, and I feel brand new. All the winter is gone. Seems it's been here so long. I wanna feel like
Okay, while I'm waiting for those sweet potatoes to cook, my goal is to make like this avocado toast thing, and I guess I'll have soup with it. I wasn't sure exactly what I was gonna do with that. I want to talk about the food intolerance test I took, but I guess I should talk about symptoms. So I just had digestive issues. Like, even for a long time I've had digestive issues, but just in the last few years it's kind of gotten more well, first I got diagnosed with what's called interstitial cystitis, which is like a chronic bladder pain thing. That's why I don't drink coffee. I drink tea because coffee is not good. That wasn't very fun to get tested for all of that. And then I started having problems with swallowing food, and I got an endoscopy, and they couldn't really find anything. They just said you have a small hiatal hernia, but that may or may not be the cause. And then I got diagnosed with IBS just recently, like the constipation version. Sorry if that's TMI. And then I was having before I got diagnosed with the IBS, I was having just like feeling full quickly and like really bloated easily and all of that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to go to a naturopath, because it's hard when you get diagnosed with things that are only based off of symptoms. That's what interstitial cystitis is, and that's what IBS is. It's like basically like we ruled other stuff out. This is what we think you have based off of what you're saying your symptoms are. So I'm like, you know what? I want to go to a naturopath and just get a different opinion. I want to get food intolerance tested because I've avoided dairy for a long time, and gluten. And I've gotten food intolerance tested before, and it was just helpful for me. So I did a new food intolerance test. It's by US Biotech. I'm gonna fold it and show you what it looks like, but it's called US Biotech. I guess it's located in Washington, so I don't know if there's different food intolerance tests for different locations, but I found out most dairy I've got to avoid. Actually, wheat was interesting, was not high on the list. I can show you a little bit of what it looks like if I can kind of bend the part that says my date of birth, because I don't want you stealing my identity. This is kind of what it looks like, and it tells you on a range, like a scale of all these different foods, what you're intolerant to. So what was interesting is I've always eaten eggs and had no problem with eggs, but then as I was having this like feeling bloated like so many times after I ate, I was like, maybe it's eggs. Like, I don't really know what else it would be. And sure enough, I have chicken eggs and duck eggs are like high. So that's kind of a bummer. But then I didn't even know I was gonna be tested for this, was Candida is on this food intolerance test, which, by the way, I should say, the food intolerance test cost me about $150, I think, or it was $120, something like that. And it's kind of weird because you prick yourself at home and you have to like get your blood out on this little paper, and then you mail it in. It's nice you can do it at home. It's a little creepy, a little weird to do though, but it's a little expensive, and like my insurance didn't cover it, but it was worth it for me to get a few answers. So all that to say, this tests for Candida, which is a yeast overgrowth in your body. Now you can get like things like, you know, babies get like thrush or women get yeast infections, but a Candida overgrowth isn't related just to that. It can be a Candida overgrowth in your gut where you have too much yeast in your gut. Now there's so many different opinions on that because I went to a regular GI doctor and she's like, no, we don't believe in that. So it's so hard to know what to believe, but I feel like doing a diet with this Candida, trying to get rid of it if I have it, is not gonna hurt me in any way, so it's worth trying. So the Candida screen on a scale of like, so you have 0 to 4, 4 being like the highest of how bad you have it, 0 means you don't really have it. I'm like right at the beginning of 4, meaning it's pretty high in my body, and my naturopath was like, okay, you need to avoid, the way she worded it, she didn't give me a lot of details, which was kind of hard, but thankfully, because of my previous history of avoiding gluten and dairy, I kind of know how to adapt my diet to eating different things, but she's like, you need to avoid sugar and simple carbs, and we'll retest you in 6 months. I was like, okay, and I was really overwhelmed and kind of upset at first, like emotional about this. Like it's a big change to avoid all sugar, all simple carbs. And I love to bake. I love to make cookies and things like that. And so I was like, oh my goodness. And that was kind of the gist of what she told me. So I'm thinking like, I can't eat anything, just like meat and vegetables. And anyways, so I did my own research after that. It was weird because she didn't give me a sheet or anything to look into. I'm just looking at my hair. It's kind of a mess, but you know, I'm cooking today, y'all. You can't have hair all over the place if you're cooking. I feel like I'm all over the place with this video. Anyways, all that to say, I feel like doing my own research online, that's what I was saying, it was so worth it. So there's this website, and I will link it below, called the Anti-Candida website, and it lists like different foods you should have, shouldn't have. I would kind of, if I were to just in a nutshell define this diet, it's like a cross between paleo and keto, kind of like. One of my friends gave me good advice, and she was like, you know, don't be so overly strict that you're gonna be like freaking out about what you can or cannot eat. Just do the best you can, and that advice has really helped me to not feel super nitpicky where I feel so claustrophobic. But I mean, this is a change in my diet because I had certain recipes or things that I really like to eat, and suddenly when I started this diet, I was like, I really want popcorn. I can't have popcorn. It was a hard change, but I'm a month and a half in, and it's not too bad at this point. So this diet is really like a trial and error thing, but overall, I'm like, you know what? I am getting healthier by not eating sugar and not having just like simple carbs, not having like a bowl of cereal for breakfast. So I'm doing the best I can, and hopefully this will make a change, but if it doesn't, at least I'm learning good habits. So that's kind of where things are at with the diet. Let me know if you've ever done something like a big diet that was a huge change in your lifestyle and how you handled it. One thing I feel like God's been teaching me lately is to slow down, and the fact that like slowing down is a lifestyle I've wanted, but it comes with sacrifice. Like cooking and making things in the kitchen comes with sacrifice. It's not, you don't just whip something up and you're good to go. It's taking time, it's taking effort out of your day where you could be doing different things, but making good food that's nourishing our bodies is worthwhile time.
Of something good, catching on like a wildfire, feeling for a brand new start. Rain is gone, now it's so much brighter, a new song in my heart.
Trying to get my head and my food in view, and it's not working very well. So the avocado didn't really smush up and turn into like avocado toast like I had hoped, but because I think it was not ripe enough, I don't know, but we shall see how it tastes. Oh, first I gotta pray. Lord, I thank you for this food and all that you've given me, Lord. I just thank you for what you've done in my life, Lord. In Jesus' name, amen. Let's see. I've been meaning to want to make something like this in a while. I saw it on Pinterest. It's good. when I first started this diet, I was like really bummed about it. You know, it's just like hard, and it feels like when you're in social settings, like, great, I can't eat whatever everybody else is eating. And, you know, there's only a few restaurants, things I could eat at. But I was in bed the other night, so I've been doing this diet for like a month and a half, and I was thinking, and it was such a great feeling. I was like, I'm glad God allowed me to get to this point where I had to do this diet, because I don't think I would have made a transition to trying to get on this healthier journey if I hadn't been forced into it a little bit. You know, I was trying to do things, but I'd slip back into like cereals every morning, you know, cold cereal every morning, things like that. And so I feel like that's something that's wonderful when God helps you realize, like, oh, what He allowed to happen was for good. Now, having health issues and unsolved health issues is really hard, and it's something I've been wrestling with God in general. Just like, God, I know you're good, but sometimes I don't feel that you're good, because it's really hard when you don't feel good a lot and you want to be operating on full speed. I've started to prioritize praying more about my health as well, because I said this in a previous video, so often we have unanswered prayers, so often we have struggles, and we're not even praying about it, and we're not even including God in it. And so I'm gonna pray about that. We'll see what happens with this diet. I'm gonna update you guys and tell you guys how it goes. I will be probably retesting for it at the beginning of summer, so that's kind of my ending point. But I'm gonna get to eating my lunch now. Yep. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.